I want to start off with a confession. I'm labeled as someone who's very ambitious. I achieve things one after another, from competitions, exchange, going abroad, internships, you name it. And I am so grateful for all of that, truly. I love doing what I'm doing, and I'm not forced or coerced into this at all. And because of that, I'm so grateful to meet a lot of people like you online, asking for tips, getting to know each other, and I'm just happy. A lot of the questions started off with, Mia, can you give me tips and tricks on how to get into this specific university? Or Mia, can you review my essay? Or Mia, can you see my speech video and give me feedback? It was so nice. I love helping one another and I love asking you guys for feedback as well. But then I noticed something. The questions shifted from, Mia, I'm interested in this topic, into, Mia, how do I survive in this very, very ambitious world? They told me that they feel behind, that they're so exhausted, and they see everybody around them achieving more and more, and they feel like they're so little. And the strange part was this, they look so fine and okay on the outside, but on the inside, they feel like they cannot stop achieving more and more and more and more. And that is when I realized ambitious, or being ambitious, is not a personality trait anymore. It's now a moral obligation. Hi everyone, my name is Mia. Welcome to my podcast. I'm so excited to be here actually. I have been not creating content for a very, very long time. I haven't been producing any of them. Life has been so busy. Law school abroad is crazy. The amount of readings, exams, it's exhausting. And I feel super duper duper burnt out every single time after I study, so I don't have time for that. But now I just finished my exam like 2 days ago, and now I'm here to bring on a podcast to talk about the topic that I think everybody should hear at least before they move on to 2026. Or you can start it off with this a new mindset when you move on to 2026. You probably know me because I'm online. I yap about getting to universities or competitions or being a speaker, all sorts of stuff. But then I realized that I live in a world where ambition is so loudly praised to the point that not being ambitious sounds embarrassing or it sounds sinful, where work life balance is no longer the new normal. No life and 100% working is the new balance. I don't know how to say it. But what the point is, slowing down needs justification. Rest feels like you feel bad for not doing anything. And of course, peace feels so undeserving unless it's achieved through exhaustion. And I say this not because I want you guys to stop being ambitious, but I say this because I once truly feel like this. Let me take you back to a moment where everything feels really real to me. It was late at night. I was laying on my bed and I was scrolling through Instagram, social media, or TikTok or whatever. And I see a lot of posts of people saying, I am so grateful to announce that I have achieved ABC, startups, competitions, internships, one after another. It was never ending. Everybody keeps posting it on Instagram. And I'm proud to see them achieve all of those things. But at the same time, I feel a little bit uneasy. Not jealousy per se, just feels unsettling. Because achievement has a way of raising the bar quietly. What once was impressive was expected. What once was impressive is the new average. So, a lot of people, obviously, if they don't have a strong self love, which is totally okay, we can build on that together, will depend and put their self worth on their achievements, which is really, really bad for someone. If your sense of worth depends on constant progress, then rest will feel like falling behind. And that's not who we are as humans. I had a phase where I was like, who am I without my achievements? And I was like, whoa, that's some crazy mindset to have. I started to feel out of touch with my personal hobbies. For example, I love writing, I love painting, I love arts, I love swimming and all of that. And suddenly I had a phase where I wasn't joining much competition. I was focusing on studying. For example, in my studying abroad, because competitions here is not as common as in Indonesia. I mean, it's still there, but it's not as common. We can talk about this later. But then competitions are just more rare. And I feel like, hold on, why do I feel like I'm no one without my competitions and winning and trophies and certificates? I had a phase at the beginning of my double degree program here, and I was like, that's crazy because I genuinely forgot that I am studying abroad in Europe, where I have lots of new opportunities. I have lots of new places to travel, and I totally forgot about that because at that time I put my self-worth on achievements, and I slapped myself back into reality. I was like, "You ungrateful girl." How can you think like that? But then who can blame me for do that? Because this toxic hustle culture is pressured by the societal pressure, economic factors, and also a lot of other factors that pushes us into this. And if you're feeling this way too, it's totally fine. I will tell you how to. I will slap you back into reality like how I did to myself. But circling back, it is crazy how somebody can put their self-perception on pieces of papers on achievements. Don't get me wrong, they are amazing. They're very impressive. But you are worth more than a piece of paper or competitions or your achievements. I want to talk about ambition as a desire. As humans, we are told that we want a lot of things. We want to crave a lot of things. We want to fight for them. We want to chase them. We want more and more and more and more. But if we take a look closely at what we truly need, we only need actually basic stuff. For example, house, food, security, connection, people, peace. We don't need 100 list of accomplishments that you've achieved, or medals or trophies hung on your wall, or a 100-page CV, or a LinkedIn with 1,000 connections. We don't need that in life because at the end of the day, we will end up wanting just those simple things. We want more time. We want peace. I see a lot of videos on social media that says humans saw this and decided to create Microsoft Edge, or humans saw this and decided to create LinkedIn. And the background is always a beautiful scenery of nature or a beach or something else. And then also another trend that says this is who you are trying to do. No, this is who you're trying to make to do a 9 to 5 in a corporate job. And it's a girl with, with doing a spa or anything like that, or just reading a book. It really depends on your aesthetic. And this made me really wonder, is our career what we truly crave? Because I truly feel like all of us are actually artists until the rent is due, as seen and said on Substack, that line. I truly relate with that because at the end of the day, what we want is not a list of CV. Who cares? We want to travel the world. We want to find peace. We want to be with the people we love always. And it's really sad to see people be so out of touch with this. But I can't blame them because I was also there. I was like, I have planned my life in the next 15 years. I'm going to do this, this, and this. And then I see at the end of the page, I was like, what? At this age, I'm already like 60 years old. I won't be able to do anything, gang. I have horrible, I don't know, like eyesight or something. I don't know. But yeah, like I was like, wow, I kind of forgot. Like throughout these like years, I'm like climbing the social ladder, or I'm chasing something, and I just realized that I didn't plan to take time for myself to do the things I love. After like law school, I'm not gonna blame law school, but for me personally, after in law school, I just forgot to do a lot of things that I love. I mentioned earlier I love writing, I love painting and all of that. And I just kind of forgot to do all of them. I forgot how it feels like. It feels so awkward. It feels like you just went back from like abroad or seeing your friend after like 2 years, and it kind of feels awkward at the very beginning. Or you can see a long distance boyfriend for the very first time. It kind of feels a little bit awkward at the beginning. So it feels like that. So I was like, I forgot who I am after a lot of this. So yeah, it's really sad to see it like that. So I want to remind you that at the end of the day, that is not what we want. We want to have the simplest things in life. This pressure that we feel is from social pressure, from standards, from comparison, and also from expectations that we consume entirely without questioning at first. But even when my basic needs are met, I still feel restless because I feel like I still want more, and something more is advertised as being better than the simplest things in life. Later in this video, I would be talking about a nursing home whom a nurse interviewed all of them to ask about their regrets in their life. But later. And this really relates to this topic as well. So yeah, this is when ambition stops being about growth but about insecurity. At the very first year of my university, there was like this open organization thingy. And then I joined like almost all of them because I was like, I have to get all of them. Because I thought that it's cool, and a lot of people are doing it too. Because if we are able to juggle all of them, then obviously you're a high achieving person. And I was like, damn. And then I quit most of them. I was like, I can't do that because I'm not, but no way, I didn't quit in the middle of it. I quit at the very beginning of the recruitment process. And yeah, and I was like, whoa. And I was like, that is crazy how I feel like I have to join all the organizations, even though I'm not passionate about all of them, not truly passionate about all of them. We were taught that achievements will bring us peace later, one step after another. Work now, rest later, struggle now, enjoy later. I hear my peers around me say, oh, I will rest after this semester, or you know what, after this internship, I deserve a break, or I have not come out of the house for like 10 days because I'm there locking in, or I can't wait to finally live life after I retire and I get the job that I want. But later keeps moving, later and later and later. After each semester, after each internship, I don't see them resting. I don't see myself resting either. But success doesn't come with an on and off switch. It comes with expectations. Once at the very beginning, you're chasing your dreams, and now you're maintaining an image. I had the same mindset. I thought that if I work really hard during my younger days, I will enjoy my life finally at the end of the day. I will be able to travel the world when I'm older, when I'm settled in, all of that. But the progress doesn't seem as fun, isn't it? For example, I see my seniors who are working in law firms right now complaining about the time that they have to spend in that firm. They have to stay up until like 3 a.m. for the clients, or seeing going home at 12 a.m. in the morning seems like a luxury for them. And they go to hospital every month. Not that hospital. They go to the ER, the emergency room, every month just for that. That's how like crazy they always say, "Don't worry, because I will be happy after everything is over, after I reach retirement age, and I will finally enjoy life." They don't seem really happy with the progress right now, because what is the point of doing all of that if you're not happy, and if you're destroying yourself mentally, physically? You'll not be able to enjoy your retirement age if your whole body and mentally, physically is already broken. You know. A lot of people ask random questions, to each other. One of the questions is, would you rather be working in a very, very exhausting, like 9 to like 11 p.m. job that you really, really hate and get paid really well, or would you rather get paid like averagely, but you get to do the things you love? Most people would choose the first one, but I would recommend you to choose the second one immediately, because at the end of the day, after you achieve something, you will not be as satisfied as you thought it would be. Another thing ambition does very quietly is that it steals time without announcing it. You won't notice it at first. You will think that you're just busy studying, working, without knowing that your time is slowly getting taken away. Busyness becomes a substitute for living. And I thought that if this keeps on going on, I read a book about this nurse in a nursing home where she interviewed the people there. She asked about the regrets that they had in life. Pronounce it wrong. And I kind of forgot what at some point I realized that if I keep popping right here, but am I living for myself, about the regrets of passion, the old people, or am I living for people of the people in the nursing home? I've listed it down here, so I'm going to read it out for you. The first one is, I wish I would had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life of others expected of me. A lot of people regret following the expectations of their parents, society, career, everything. They wish that they truly live a life on their own for themselves, following their passion. Second, I wish I had not worked so hard. This is very common for men, not only for work. And they're so out of touch with their relationships, parents, siblings, and also family. And third, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. You will be so out of touch with your feelings once you are busy and your head is filled with the ambition stuff. You will be so out of touch with your feelings, and you will not even know how to feel anymore. And people regret not doing that. And fourth would be, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. A lot of relationships, friendships, as one of them, are sacrificed as to their careers and businesses. So it's really important to check up on your friends and make sure that they're doing okay as well. Now, the last one would be, I wish I had let myself be happier. A lot of people postpone their happiness when they're done working or for their retirement. They realize that happiness isn't something that can be postponed or denied, because why risking your happiness to do a 10 years of career of suffering? Find happiness even if you're stuck with that. Is in that 5 regrets of the dying, it's really important that we should take a look at it, because at the end of the day, that is these are the real things that you're craving for. not the crazy, ambitious, toxic culture. Now we talked about public perception, about time, about everything. Now I want to talk about healing. Because this podcast isn't about an anti-dream message. I'm not telling you guys to stop joining competitions or stop chasing your dreams, but it's more of a holding hand and also a reminder for all of you guys. Healing doesn't mean that we're giving up on growth. It means changing what growth means. So when you feel like ambition is overly worshipped and resting feels like sin, remember, a life lived entirely for approval is a life never fully known. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. Bye-bye.